I think Charlie is doing sound, so I have to get him here and I got to get him back. So chances, I think. Okay. I'll let you know either way. But I think that's the. Okay. Perfect. No, and if not, like I said, I have prelude actually also Christmas carols. I'll send you links. I haven't yet, but they're all two. Yeah. Have some fun.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the roof there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter, threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. What to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. Good morning and welcome. I'm the Reverend Joel Miller. I don't have my little cap because, it's Christmas. And we are so pleased to welcome you to our Christmas Eve morning celebration. Everybody is welcome, whether online or here in person. We come from many different walks of life with many different beliefs. We have many different roots as well. And on Christmas, we can't help but celebrate our Christian roots, especially from that Universalist perspective. The most powerful influence for love and life on a day like this is a tiny baby, more powerful even than armies and tanks and force. Such a thing to celebrate. And you are all welcome here in True Universalist, the True Universalist theology and tradition. I'm Joel Miller. As I said, I'm the interim minister. Nick Wallwork, our director of religious education behind me. Michael Rosen, our music director. Alex West back doing our tech. Katie Julich in our office during the week. And we are always glad to hear from you and speak with you. This evening, there'll be also a Christmas Eve service at 8 p.m. And in January, the in-person sessions of mindfulness meditation begin on January 14th at 11:45 a.m. Right after the service, beginners and longtime practitioners are welcome. And we now light our chalice, the symbol of a people gathered, bringing light to the world and to each other's lives.
stand if you'd like.
For several days, the windows of Goldblatt's department store had been curtained and dark. Their corner window was traditionally a major high watermark of the pre-Christmas season. It set the tone, the motif of their giant Yuletide jubilee. The kids were brought in from miles around just to see the window. Old codgers would recall vintage years when the window had flowered more fulsomely than in ordinary times. This was one of those years. The magnificent display was officially unveiled on a crowded Saturday night. It was an instant smash hit. First-nighters packed earmuff to earmuff, their steamy breath clouding up the sparkling plate glass, jostled in rapt admiration before a golden tinkling panoply of mechanized electronic joy.
This was the heyday of the Seven Dwarfs and their virginal den mother, Snow White. Walt Disney's 7 cutie pies hammered and sawed and chiseled and painted, while Santa, bouncing Snow White on his mechanized knee, ho-ho-hoed through 8 strategically placed loudspeakers, interspersed by choruses of hi-ho, it's off to work we go. Grumpy sat at the controls of a miniature 8-wheeled Rock Island Road steam engine, and Sleepy played marimba, while in the background, inexplicably, Mrs. Claus ceaselessly ironed a red shirt. Sparkling artificial snow drifted down on Shirley Temple dolls, flexible flyers, and Tinker toy sets glowing in the golden spotlight. In the foreground, a frontier stockade built of Lincoln logs was manned by a company of kilted lead Highlanders who were doggedly fending off an attack by 6 U.S. Army medium tanks. History has always been big in Indiana. A few feet away stood an Arthurian cardboard castle with Raggedy Andy sitting on the drawbridge and his feet in the moat, through which a Lionel freight train burping real smoke went round and round. Dopey sat in Amos and Andy's pedal-operated fresh air taxicab beside a panda, stuffed panda, holding a lollipop in his paw, bearing the heart-tugging legend, "Hug me." From fluffy cotton clouds above, Dion quintuplet dolls, wearing plaid golf knickers, hung from billowing parachutes, having just bailed out of a high-flying balsa wood Fokker triplane. All in all, Santa's workshop made Salvador Dali look like Norman Rockwell. It was a good year, maybe even a great one. Like a swelling Christmas balloon, the excitement mounted until the whole town tossed restlessly in bed and made plans for the big day.
This flame comes to us all the way from Bethlehem in what is now the West Bank, part of the community of the people of Palestine. Bethlehem, traditionally the place where the baby Jesus was born, and because his family could find no place that would take them, they went to a barn. And when the baby Jesus was born, was put into a feeding trough because there was nowhere else for the baby to be kept. This light is lit every year in Bethlehem and then carried all around the world to many places, carried here this year, and then lit and relit from the same flame so that communities all over and homes all over the world can have this light from Bethlehem. A continuous flame shared through the world as a message of peace and friendship, and a way for us to remember that all of us are born into the world, children of parents born into the world needing the love of community and others. We lit our chalice from this flame this morning. Also this morning, in this time of milestones and passages, Tom McGinnis has contracted COVID. He's currently in Morristown Medical Center. He's doing okay. He would like your prayers. Cards may be sent to Mary Louise McGinnis, 2 Sterrett Court, Sparta, New Jersey, 07871. And glad to give you the address later if you need it, or you can email and we'll send it to you. We remember also that it is in the gathering as a community that we share our lights of hope and care. And when the light within seems too dim or too hard to find, we can pass the flame, share our lights with each other, so that none need live without the light of hope and love.
Please stand.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. There's a noise, grinned the Grinch. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear.
And he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then started to grow, but the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. And he stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes.
Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. As the choir gets up and ready to sing our offertory, this anthem we're singing is a wonderful anthem simply for the winter season. Certainly fits for solstice during this time of year. It is of the holiday season, but it tells things that is truly a Unitarian Universalist message. It is, Greg Gilpin is an American composer, but it sets the text by Henry Chorley, who was an English poet. And I'm just going to read that poem first because it's so good, and you're going to hear them sing it when they switch the verses around. But I wanted to read it once through and just envision yourself in this perfect, longest night of the year. And the title is The Longest Day, as when it is the longest night, it does certainly feel like the longest day. By the time we go to bed, we've had 6 hours of dark. Yeah, so this captures that. It's not about more light. It's about that long day closing of that cold, deep winter. No star is o'er the lake, its pale watch keeping. The moon is half awake, through gray mist creeping. The last red leaves fall round the porch of roses. The clock hath ceased to sound. The long day closes. Sit by the silent hearth in calm endeavor to count the sounds of mirth now gone forever. Heed not how hope believes and fate disposes. Shadow is round the eaves, the long day closes. The lighted windows dim are fading slowly. The fire that was so trim now quivers lowly. Go to the dreamless bed where grief reposes. Thy book of toil is read. The long day closes.
No star is o'er the lake, its pale I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, the wild, the sweet, the words repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to all.
And though how as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along in the unbroken song of peace on earth and goodwill to all.
Till ringing, singing on its way, the words revolve from night to day, a voice, a chime, a chant sublime, for peace on earth, goodwill to all.
And then from each black accursed mouth, a cannon thundered in the south, and with the song the carols drowned, and with the sound the carols drowned, of peace on earth and goodwill to all.
It was as if an earthquake rent the hearthstones of commitment, and made forlorn the households born of peace on earth, goodwill to all.
And in despair I bowed my head, and there is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth and goodwill to all.
Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he asleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to all.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Thank you. This is a lovely time of year that many of us very much love. Some of us dread a little bit, and I understand that. But it's not, I don't think, Christmas's fault that some of us dread it. As we've been reading today and singing about today, it is a joyful time, a time in which we celebrate joy. As many of you know, I worked in a Presbyterian church for a long time, grew up in that faith, and I left, and one of the main reasons I left, as I remember saying to my old boss, is that I am more of a Christian, a Christmas Christian, than I am an Easter Christian. And he asked me to unpack that, and I think part of it is the joy of this Christmas story, right? There's this horrible thing that happens to Mary and Joseph. They don't have room at the inn. They have this baby. He's born out of wedlock. It's all of these social taboos, but in that there is joy in that manger. There's excitement by the angels, by the wise men, the astrologers there who come and see them, and all of the people, and by Mary. There's joy in that. And one of the things that we like to do in the Christian church on Christmas Eve was the really easy thing. It was a cop-out we did every year. It was really easy, called Lessons and Carols. You take the story, usually in Luke, split it up into 10 points. You stick the hymns in between that, tell the story. It's great. Sometimes you have kids dress up and do it. Easy to do. You Unitarians, without any books or source code to go to, make everything much more difficult because we all got to think for ourselves. Just do what a book says. That's why I love you guys. But I was thinking about the season, and I was thinking about that format, and I really like that format because there's some comfort to it. And I said, well, what can we do to have that same feel? And so I said, well, what is it about this time that I do still like, now that I don't have that book to go to, now that I hang out with all you free thinkers? Like I said, it's great. I said, let's read some of the classics in there. And so we've been watching our Christmas movies at home. We've watched The Grinch, I think, approximately 722 times. It's my littlest. I don't know where she just wandered off to. Her favorite, and so we've watched that a lot. We watched The Christmas Story, Elf, all those things, and all of those things have in common. And we've watched so many Hallmark Christmas movies. I've lost that battle in my house. But all of those things have in common is this sense of hope for the season and joy. I was at the solstice on Thursday. Right, was that Thursday? And, we're celebrating the longest night there, the shortest day. And that seems like a bummer, kind of like what we were singing in the offertory there. But actually there's joy in that, right? And that's the offertory ultimately is about, what the solstice is about, is that now the days start getting brighter, the days start getting longer, and there's joy and hope. This is a season of hope and joy. But there are times when it's not. Now I know I have to make sure we get out of here on time so I can get to my in-laws so we can have presents there. And other people are coming. We got another party. I then got to drive up to Rochester because I got this thing going on. We have so many things going on at this time, right? I'm sure some of you can relate. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to sit. This is my meditation chair for, that's how I know I'm getting older. I have to get one with the back. We're going to do a little meditation together. We're going to spend 10 minutes in quiet. We're going to deal with those things that are going on, but I'm giving you all permission to take a beat before the holiday season really gets into full swing here. Before our our Christmas Eve. Halloween's secretly my actual favorite holiday, but that's another sermon for another day. So we're going to do this here together. So I'm going to sit, and I'm going to have you guys put your things down. I got my little timer in my ear so I can get you guys out of here at an easy time. But I wanted to let you guys, give you guys permission, you all permission to take a moment here for yourself, thinking about the day. So let us sit comfortably in our seats. As you all are sitting in chairs, put your feet firmly on the ground, rooted to the earth. Sit up straight. I often say as if a string is holding your head up. That's the way in which you want to sit up. Opening your spinal column there really helps with our free thinking. Ooh, I like this. Take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out. You may want to focus on where you feel that breath. Do you feel it in your nostrils? Or maybe you feel it in your diaphragm, in your stomach. I want to make sure to note that you younger ones, you can do this. I promise you can. Take a couple of breaths. In and out. Now turn your attention to your thoughts. Maybe you have a to-do list, Maybe you need to make sure that the things are wrapped for tomorrow. Maybe you don't have those responsibilities because you are a child, but maybe you are excited for tomorrow and hoping that Santa brings you everything that you asked for, or your parents get everything that you asked for. Think of those things and imagine now that your to-do list is being checked off. Visualize that in your mind. Checking off all of those things here as you breathe in. Maybe you got everything you want. Visualize that now. If you get lost or get distracted or start chasing down that to-do list, turn back to the breath, focusing maybe where you feel it. Again, your nostrils or your diaphragm. Now, I want you to think of a memory, a joyous one of this time. Maybe it is gathering with family, or a gift you got that was particularly meaningful. For me, it's the way we would line up all my 5 brothers and sisters at the top of the stairs, ready to go down to see what Santa had brought us. I, of course, the eldest, first in line. That's my joy. Visualize those moments of joy and happiness in your life. Share some gratitude for those here. Embrace those memories. Take a moment. Listen to the sounds of children and the piano, reflecting on the joys of the season. Return to your breath, thinking about those joys in ways in which you can recreate those moments today, tomorrow, and in this season. Let's take 3 more deep breaths. Out. Now, as you are ready and feel comfortable, begin to wiggle your toes, move your arms a little bit, your fingers, and gently open your eyes as we come back together. I hope you all are feeling a little more refreshed as we get into the joy and excitement of this season. Scrooge, bring us home.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. Or should I say, bah humbug. Yes, and the bedpost was his own. The bed his own. The room his own. Best and happiest of times. The time before him was his own to make amends in. I will live in the past, the present, and the future, Scrooge repeated as he scrambled out of bed. The spirit of all three shall strive within me. O Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas tree, time be praised for this. I say this on my knees, old Jacob, on my knees. He was so fluttered and so glowing with his good intentions that his broken voice would scarcely answer to his call. He had been sobbing violently in his conflict with the spirit, and his face was wet with tears. They are not torn down, he cried, folding his bed curtains in his arms. They are not torn down. They are here, and I am here. The shadow of things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be. I know they will. His hands were busy with his garments all this time, turning them inside out, putting them on, upside down, tearing them, mislaying them, making them parties to every kind of extravagance. I don't know what to do, cried Scrooge, laughing and crying in the same breath, and making a perfect lacoon of himself with his stockings. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to the world. Hello there. Hello, hello. He had frisked into the sitting room and now was standing there, perfectly winded. There's the saucepan that the gruel was in, cried Scrooge, starting off again and going around to the fireplace. There is the door by which the ghost of Jacob Marley entered. There's the corner where the ghost of Christmas present sat. There's the window where I saw the wandering spirits. It's all right. It's all true. It all happened. Really, for a man who had been out of practice for so many years, it was a splendid laugh. A most illustrious laugh. The father of a long, long line of brilliant laughs. I don't know what day of the month this is, said Scrooge. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind, I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Hello, hello, hello. He was checkered in his transport by the churches ringing out the lustiest peals as he had ever heard. Ding dong, bing bong, bells, dongs, hammers, clashes. Oh, glorious, glorious. Running to the window, he opened it and put out his head. No fog, no mist, clear, bright, jovial, stirring, cold. Cold, piping, for the blood to dance to, golden sunlight and heavenly sky, sweet air, merry bells. Oh, glorious, glorious. Scrooge was better than his world. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a man, as good a master, and as good a man the good old city knew, or any other old city, town, borough in the good old world. Some people, well, they laughed to see the alteration in him. He let them laugh. And a little heated them, for he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on the globe for good, at which some people did not have their fill of laughter in the onset. And knowing that such as these people would be blind anyway, he thought it was quite well that they should wrinkle up their eyes in grins and have the malady in less attractive forms. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. He had no further intercourse with the spirits, but lived upon the total abstinence principle ever after. And it was said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. If any man alive possessed the knowledge, may that be truly said of us and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone.
More rapid than eagles, his curses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Donner, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, on top of the porch and top of the wall, now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up on the housetop, the curses they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoop. As I drew in my head and turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished and with ashes and soot. And a bundle of toys had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. And his eyes now they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, and his nose like a cherry. And his droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as snow. And the stump of his pipe he held in his teeth, and the smoke it circled his head like a wreath. And his broad face and little round belly shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump and right old jolly old elf. And I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. And a wink of his eye and a twist of his head, and soon he gave me to know I had nothing to dread. And he spoke not a word, but he went straight to his work. And he filled all the stockings, and he turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside his nose and giving a nod, he rose up the chimney, he rose, and he sprang to his sleigh, and he gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove off out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Amen.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Those who are young at heart, and anyone and all are welcome to sing this song. Sing along if you know it. Christmas time is here, romance and cheer, fun for all the children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhyme of love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas.
So you start off at like a 2/4 and then
That's right.
come out.
That slow one that I just finished with, I might start with that
Oh,
just
okay.
because I'll probably start playing music like 20 minutes before.